Good, right. Okay, basically, have you had any track driving experience before?
No.
Right. It's not a race or a time trial or anything like that. It's about you enjoying the car and enjoying driving it. So we don't expect you to scare yourself or do anything you don't want to do. It's paddle shift gearbox. Have you driven a paddle shift before?
No.
Right. Basically, the beauty of this car is it remains in automatic until you wish to start using these paddles.
Okay.
Until you pull one of the levers, the plus we advise you to pull, the gears will change themselves. Some people, if they've not used a paddle shift before, find it a bit complicated and rather leave it in auto. That's entirely up to you. What I might do towards the end is ask you to pull that lever so you can experience the paddle shift. But initially, you're probably going to have as much to think about getting used to the track. Getting used to the track, there we are, and the lines and everything else. You've been out in the Range Rover. It looks a lot different from sitting in here than it did in the Range Rover. Nice and high up there. The reference points are a bit more difficult to pick out. So the track itself at certain points can be sort of a little bit confusing. We're going to leave the pit lane. We're going to join the circuit, and there's cones all around. The green cone, if you see a green cone on the left, try and get the car as close as you can reasonably to it. And then at the point you pass the green cone, you turn in. Right. What we want to see is smooth steering inputs and smooth braking and smooth accelerating. So when you're using the pedals, doesn't mean you can't use full throttle, but when you are applying the throttle, apply it progressively. Think of it as if you've got like an egg underneath the accelerator pedal. Just be gentle with the controls. You'll still be going fast, but the best drivers are smooth with the controls. So we'll give smooth steering inputs, brake in a straight line, accelerate when you're leaving the corner, normal stuff that you'd expect to hear, and I'll talk you around the lap as we're going. There is a section along the back straight where there is a chicane that's a bit difficult to pick out, so I'll explain when that is, but basically to sort of forewarn you, as we're going down the back straight, you'll see a yellow cone and a green cone. We're going to go between them, then we're going to curve back to the left and rejoin the back straight. It's a bit difficult to spot, but I'll warn you about that. There's a very slow section at the end, which you obviously negotiated in the Range Rover. We try and maintain a constant speed through that, not too fast. What we don't want to be doing is braking and accelerating unnecessarily, because you actually lose time. So we want to be smooth through this section. Then once we negotiate this very fiddly little chicane, it starts to open out and we rejoin the main straight that you can see closest to us. There is also another chicane that's a lot easier to spot. To engage drive, foot on the brake. You'll be doing braking and accelerating with your right foot. You will not do anything with this leg. It'll be redundant for the purpose of this session. Foot on the brake, select D, and that will engage drive. So when you do take your foot off the brake, the car will start to roll forward naturally. The seat belt is behind you. It's quite fiddly. If my hand it should be. If you've got, there you go. Good stuff. It's quite a way down there as well. That's fine. You're right there. Brilliant, good stuff. There is a handbrake to your right, a very odd handbrake in the sense that you actually have to pull it up with the pull it up quite a long way with the button pressed, and you'll feel it tight to tension. Then when you release it, the handbrake will come off. So when we get moving, we'll do that. Any other questions that you got about the car, about the circuit, driving? See how we get on, I suppose. Good stuff. Right, so we're already in drive. So release the handbrake, so all the way up, a bit more, that's it, and hopefully that will release it when you drop it. Good stuff, it has, the red light's gone off. Right, we're good to go, so we're going to go right out of here, we're going to go between two yellow cones, which is just to the right of that aerial atom. And then immediately after we've gone through those, we're going to make a sharp right, we're going to head towards a black gazebo and park between two green cones. Pull up there, and this chap here, he will take your picture. That's it, that's what we need to do.
How are we doing?
Hello.
Big smiles, both hands on the steering wheel, look over at me. Perfect. Enjoy yourself.
Thank you. Right, whenever you're ready, we're going to make our way down the pit lane. We're going to build up some speed so we blend nicely with the traffic on the circuit. I'll keep a lookout. Don't worry about your mirrors. I'll keep an eye on them. Visibility is not the greatest out of this car, so if you keep accelerating, there's nothing behind that black DB9 at the moment. So keep going. I'll let that land again. cone to the right, it's quite tight, it's a line to be fair. So we're going to go around to the left, around this yellow cone. Now this is a constant speed section, so it's quite technical. A bit tight. And then after this wrinkle we're going to turn sharp right round this yellow cone. Good stuff. And then round this cone here on the left. Excellent. Now it starts to open out a bit, so we can start to accelerate. You try and keep your hands at 10 to 3, let's call it 3, sorry. Throughout, it'll make it a lot easier. So keep accelerating now, keep accelerating. Bringing the car back over to the right. Keep accelerating, keep accelerating. Gentle lift. We're going to go between the green and yellow cone. Make a straight line out of it. Brilliant, excellent. Keep accelerating now. Don't keep it to this half of the track. Start to brake it gently. Excellent. Off the brake, hit the yellow cone on the inside, aim for that. Let the car drift back to the left towards the green cone. And then round towards the next yellow cone. Straight line the selection as much as you can. Constant throttle, that's it. Now accelerate. That's brilliant. Keep accelerating, keep accelerating. Between the yellow and the green cone. Now you can start applying the throttle again. Accelerate. Just straight line. Let the brake. Very close. Off the throttle, onto the brake. I think this range over might let us fly, so we're going to keep to the right. I guess he has seen us. That's excellent. We go around the yellow cone as before. Nice to smooth the throttle around this yellow cone here. Gentle but constant throttle. Remembering it's a tightening right hander here, so around this yellow cone. Around this cone on the left. And now we can start to feed in the power. So we'll start to accelerate. Keep accelerating. Gentle steering inputs, constant radius. That's it. Keep accelerating. Keep accelerating. Let it go now. That's a brilliant line from there. Doing really well. Keep accelerating. I hope he's got a signal on the car since I'm going to have to hang back a bit. That's good. So that's great. Start to look for the yellow cone on the inside again and aim for that. Look for the green cone on the exit and aim for that. Keep a little bit back because you might have just come out the pits. That's brilliant. Start to accelerate now so we make most of any advantage way to take. Straight line through this section. So keep accelerating, keep accelerating, keep accelerating. This is the tight little chip boys. Hard spots you're going. Follow the Ferrari through this section. That's what making sure the shadow as possible, as close to the green cone as you can. Perfect. Accelerate now. Let this DB9 go past actually. Maybe he can free up some space for us. So keep accelerating up to the front. That's brilliant. Brake in. Keep to the left, sorry. Just keep to the left of the corner a minute. Hold on. Keep to the left. Okay. That's it. Okay, sorry, I didn't see it. That's alright. It's not a problem. It's my responsibility to do that. So keep accelerating. And then round the yellow cone. Round this cone on the left. Now we can start to open it up. That Ferrari's gone to the pits, so we can now accelerate, make use of the track. Keep the foot down. Good stuff. Make line for the section. Between the green and the yellow cone. And then sharp turn. Keep accelerating. follow that black DB9, we're going to go just off the track bit before this yellow pit lane hits it. Keep the speed down a bit in the pit lane, otherwise I get shouty there. That's alright. Keep the speed down, and what we're going to do, we're going to try and mark up somewhere close to the Aston. So if you go this side of the grey Aston and level with it, it's lovely. Kevin, that was excellent. Good lines. Good lines through the corners. I like them a lot. You made the most of the road. You kept to the left-hand side, which was good. You know, you weren't aggressive with the brake. You weren't aggressive with the throttle. You were patient. A lot of people get in the car and they're sort of a bit impatient to get going too fast. You got faster, and that's what we want to see. We want to see progression. And the best drivers, they just get quicker and quicker. They don't start off fast and then plateau out. So I was really impressed. We do give you a score out of 100. It's not for a competitive element, but it's just to give you an idea about how you got on. I will give you 90% for that because I thought that was very good.
Thank you. Not bad for the first attempt.
Considering the conditions, the track's not easy to identify in this weather, and the fact you've obviously never driven the car before.
Not like this, anyway.
Right, menu stick. Now somehow I've got to get this out.